still need to watch Close Enough for real, like, because I'm gonna watch one full episode of Close Enough, and I'm gonna go watch it and see if it's gonna be as good as Regular Show. Close Enough is for the people who grew up with Regular Show. I just don't know what to do, man. It's just really hard for me to just move on. I understand that it's been a while, but I just don't know what else to do. Do you think maybe I should probably just look forward to what's next? Close Enough. And now, it's my turn. Now, before I review the episodes, I want to talk about the show itself. Judging from what you could see right there, I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Close Enough. Ever since that thing got announced in 2017, after Regular Show's death, that trailer came out, I was like excited. I was pumped up. I really wanted to watch this show regardless if it was adult or not. I want to see the show. I want to watch this show. I want to see the episodes. I want to see that quintal hair guy. I'm sorry. He has quintal hair. Now you're probably wondering, what is Close Enough about? A very good question. Close Enough is about this married couple who live in an apartment with their divorced friends trying to take care of their child, and all these weird, bizarre things happen. Oh, just like how bizarre things happen in Regular Show. Is that right? Well, I guess so, maybe? Well, actually, it takes place in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles, that's like a few hours away from Burbank. Okay, why don't I just talk about the characters, like, their personalities and stuff, without really having to talk about the episodes. So, I want to talk about the one character that I really, really wanted to see. The one I really loved at the start of the trailer. You don't know, maybe you do, but I'm gonna say it. You know Quintal Hair, right? That guy, I named him that. Well, he's got a name. His name is Josh. Oh, it started with a J. Okay, so I was close. Why couldn't they call it James? Anyway, Josh is my favorite character in Close Enough. Now, I'm not saying it because he's also the same voice actor for Mordecai. Well, okay, that's one of the reasons why, because he's the voice of Mordecai. He's literally J.J. Quintal. Look at the hair. Look at his face. Look at the nose. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, look at that nose. It's kind of, okay. Okay, back on topic. Anyway, I like Josh, okay? He's a caring dad. He's like chill and stuff like that, and he's a game tester with games such as Ladder World and Clap Like This. Yes, I am not kidding. Remember that arcade machine from Regular Show Just Set the Chairs, episode 2? Clap Like This? Josh made that game. He made that game. Wait, if he made Clap Like This, does that mean he made Ball of Yarn, Lemonade Stand, Hasper Sale, Clap Like This, Candle Maker, Deli Dude, Staring Contest? Did he make all of those? No, I know I just said Clap Like This again, but I'm just saying. It came from Mordecai. He said those words. But seriously, those arcade machines in the episode, if it's canon to Regular Show, because Clap Like This is from Regular Show, and it said that Josh made Clap Like This, and there's going to be an episode called Clap Like This. I don't know what it is, but I think maybe, just maybe, Close Enough and Regular Show's worlds are collided. I mean, if you watched Perfect House, the Park House is in there. It's owned by some different people, and Does that mean that the zebra and hedgehog didn't work there anymore? What happened to the zebra and hedgehog and that fat kid and the tree with the face on it? And where's Skips? Where's Benson? Where are those characters? Did they all live? Did they move somewhere else? Where are they? I know it's a spoiler, but this is a close enough review. You're gonna have that. Oh, looks like we got the close enough cinematic universe. Well, judging it's made from the same creator, I mean, were we really like expecting Easter eggs and stuff like that? Like, it's in there. Like, we literally see it right in front of us. The wallpaper in Emily and Josh's house, the ultimatums from Perfect House, it's like in the picture frame. The park house, also in Perfect House, like, you see all that stuff, and then you see the characters acting like regular show characters. Josh is literally Mordecai, not on acid. You know, I wish that the Close Enough crew can meet the regular show crew, like go to their universe. That would be really good. That'd be really awesome. Like, I want that to happen. I know I'm supposed to be talking about Josh, and now I'm like talking about the Easter eggs and stuff like that. Especially that one other episode, Benson makes a small cameo, even though he's not anthropomorphic, he's just a gumball machine. Oh, I hope I didn't attract Daniel when I said gumball machine. You know he likes his gumball machines. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about the characters now. Enough about Josh. Emily, she's the mom. She's the hardworking mom, stressed and stuff like that. She's fine, I guess. I mean, she's good. Voiced by Gabriel Walsh. That's such a cute name. Judging from what I've seen, she's tries to be calm and relaxed, even though Josh is more relaxed than her. I'm sorry, I just had to put it out there. I don't really know what else to say about Emily. She's just a good mom, a great wife to Josh. I don't really have anything else to say. Candace is a different story. I think Candace is based off of JG's daughter, and she's just the most cutest, adorable thing ever. I think Ione would make really good friends with Candace from the very start, because she's just this cute girl. She's like 5 years old, and she's very energetic and playful and all that stuff. She's really close to her dad, kind of like I was like close to my dad when I was about her age. Oh, hold on a second. Candace was literally me when I was younger. Not everything she did was what I did when I was younger, but still, like, I kind of see myself as her when I was young. I see myself as Josh now that I'm older. Opposites attract, but still, literally, they feel almost identical. I don't know what to say about Alex. Alex concerns me. Even Emily's like, what's wrong with that guy? Josh is literally the only person that cares about Alex because they are friends. I mean, I don't know what it is. At first I said nothing's wrong with Alex, but after watching a few episodes, what's the matter with him? Even with promotional material. What is up with Alex? What is up with Alex? He's like Grayson, except he's a guy, and oh my god. And I thought Bridget reminded me of Grayson. I think Bridget is Asian. I could see it in her eyes. She's like this social media kind of person. She tries to stay relaxed too and stuff, but judging from what I've seen, I don't really know what to say about her. It's for some reason the girls aren't really the kind, minus Candace, aren't really stuff I want to talk about, mainly because I was more excited for Josh than anybody else in the series. I mean, I was gonna like him too, but Josh would be he was gonna be the cream of the crop. He was gonna be the best character in my eyes. The thing I was gonna love in Close Enough. Pearl, don't know what else to say except she's like the landowner. But I really thought she was gonna be the grandma, but no, she's just the landowner of the apartment that Josh and Emily are staying at with the divorced couple and their child. Randy, I I don't really know what else to say about him. He's just I don't know that much about him. All I know is that he's the son, I think the son of Pearl, adopted or not, I don't know. He just reminds me so much of the Sensei Wu guy from Regular Show. You know, the guy with the orange hair. And he also makes those subs, even the sandwich of death. Remember that? I wouldn't be surprised if that's his cousin. Is that like his cousin or something? Because I can tell. Overall, Close Enough is a really good show. I've only seen a few episodes and I instantly fell in love with it. Is it better than Regular Show? I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. Maybe it's because I've only watched just 3 episodes of Close Enough, and I need to watch more in order to get in the groove. This is just a startup. This is just something I want to get off my chest. I don't understand why it took so long for this thing to finally come to us. It gets its trailer in 2017. There's like reactions, people making videos about it, but it doesn't come out. Then we get these little hints like when is it going to come out and stuff like that. Is it going to come out on TBS? And finally, after all the waiting, it finally paid off and we're finally going to get it on HBO Max. I'm going to make more Close Enough videos, so don't worry about that. I'm going to make a lot of Close Enough videos, and don't be surprised, I'm going to be drawing a lot of Joshy Boys on DeviantArt. Oh boy, Jeremy's got competition. Like, okay, literally. I'm kind of worried. I've been saying Josh's name a lot besides Jeremy, and Addison's I think he's kind of freaked out. He thinks I'm going to forget him. He's going to forget about him and stuff. He's just afraid. Afraid. Like what happened with Minions and Gyro Gear Loose. Josh and Jeremy cannot compete. To be fair, Jeremy's a clear winner because I knew Jeremy for 8 years. I liked him for 8 years. And Josh was like, okay, 2017, 18, 19. 3. That's like 3 years I liked Josh. In 8 years I liked Jeremy. So Jeremy's kind of in the lead. But it could happen. If you don't know, most of my social media platforms, I switched from Jeremy to Josh and Jeremy, with Jeremy having that concerned look. Like, he is scared. He is scared, alright? He's like worried. He's like, who is that? That's JG, Jeremy. That's JG in human form. The guy that doesn't like your episode and probably doesn't like you either. That's just what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I gotta draw Josh and Jeremy. They're gonna have to compete. It's gonna be like before. It's gonna be worse than with Minions. It's Jeremy and Gyro Gear Loose all over again. Only this time, it's with Josh. I gotta end this now. I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm going to review the episodes for Close Enough, and I can't wait to watch more episodes. I gotta tell you guys that Close Enough is one of the best cartoons that I have seen in a while. Sorry if I sound like this. My voice is kind of tired. I was talking to my friend earlier about Close Enough, and I sound like I'm drunk. Here, Have a listen. Ah, be quiet. Not that's my Discord.
I already watched Close Enough. It's one of the greatest cartoons I've watched in this during this pandemic. Really references regular show and all that stuff. Oh God, I so drunk because I stayed up early to watch the episodes, and I'm like really tired right now. I'm sorry I sound like this. Please do not talk about the Jeremy cameo. Today's a good day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Anyways, that's what actually happened today. I stayed up at 12 so I could watch the episodes. Ones I've already seen before, I watched again. Even though I'm not going to talk about 100% No Stress Day, I already did a separate review about that. And I have my other Close Enough review still in production. Like, I'm still working on it. I'm going to add clips from my old videos where I'm talking about Close Enough. And I'm going to, like, I still got to get frames of Joshy Boy. I need to get a lot of Joshy Boy frames. Mommy said never do that again because I just look how the way how I sound right now. All right. So, I'm going to talk about should I talk about the two that I watched, the first two, or do I talk about Skate Dad and keep those other two for like a separate review? Let's see. I'm probably just gonna talk about episode 1 and episode 2 the best way I can. So, I'm gonna start with Quilty Pleasures. The episode starts with Candace trying to set a world record, and she's like roller skating and stuff with Josh recording the whole thing. But she gets hurt, and then she accidentally hits, I think, the furnace or something, and then the thermostat starts to suck everybody in except Emily, who manages to turn off the thermostat in a really cool way. Josh is upset because he wasn't recording it. He's like, oh man, I only took a picture. I know what he really said, but I'm not going to say that because, you know, family friendly. I can't really say family friendly because Close Enough is not family friendly. And I'm trying to review it in the best way I can. So, Candace didn't turn in some quilt that she's supposed to do for class, and Josh and Emily have to make it for her, or else she's not going to pass the school. So they have Bridget and Alex to babysit Candace while they go into town, a mall, to see if they could make that quilt. Josh gets easily distracted. Wow, he sounds like me. And he's not really focused. Like he sees churros, and he gets sidetracked and does stuff he's not supposed to do. Like he's supposed to get the quilt. He's supposed to get thread, but he keeps getting sidetracked with churros and wearing these sunglasses and that I think some expensive clothes. And then he goes to Particle Pals where people make birds like them, and he gets Bird Josh. And the bird keeps saying, Angel Cabron. And Josh doesn't know what he's saying because he's, I don't know. I know what the bird means, and it's kind of rude to say that, but in the kind of situation Josh is in, I hate to say it, but he kind of is. Sorry, J.G. Quintel. Anyway, going back to the other plot with Bridget and Alex babysitting Candace. Well, they're trying to find her because she's like loose in the house trying to get dinner. She finds Pearl, the landowner, and her son Randy, and he's like trying to make some kind of scrapbook thing, and Candace actually helps him, and he's like, "Children are the future." Okay. So it's almost closing time at the mall, And Emily's wondering if Josh got the thread. He didn't get the thread, so that means it's too late. The mall's already closing. Josh sends out that bird to like get help or something. I forgot to mention that his wallet did get stolen and his Togo, I think, stamps were in there. Like he said, he had like 9 and it took him a while to get those. He said a kid stole it, and then when he follows the kid in a dark alley, he sees that they're actually all just kids and then they just need to be disciplined. They can make quilts, and so they make a deal that if they act like parents, then they can make the quilt. Cut to a montage of them doing the quilt with the song that feels like it's in Steven Universe. And the episode then takes a weird type of turn that those kids aren't kids and they're not really British, they're just old people. And it was a little bit confusing at first, but I was like, well, this does feel like a regular show now. And so they're chasing after them and they're cornered. And just when they're about to be like attacked, the bird comes back, Bird Josh, to rescue them. But then one of those old kids brings out this bird that kills him. And I was like really sad because I was starting to like Bird Josh, and Josh was like really upset. And like he actually tackled the old kids and they like drove away. He's like in tears, he's like saying he was a good bird. And Emily's like, he was a very good bird. You're making me think of Mordecai, and it's not even Mordecai you're talking to. You're talking to Josh Simpleton right there, Emily Ramirez. So yeah, they have the quilt, they go to the school, but Candace made her own by herself, and the teacher's actually proud that she actually did something by herself, but it just pretty much made the quilt worthless, and I actually liked the quilt. It was really wholesome and sweet. I forgot to say that Alex was stuck in the furnace because Pearl said that he got stuck in the furnace. And Emily's like, never mind, Candace is fine. Jeez, they're really pulling the punches with not liking Alex. I kind of feel bad for Alex. He like gets into like a lot of pain and stuff. He's like, sorry, dude. Why don't I talk about Perfect House now? Perfect House starts with Emily like in some open house thing, and she's looking at all the stuff inside the house. Yes, I'm aware that they have the park house in the episode. I've seen it. I've seen it already. I've seen it. The park house is in Los Angeles. What happened to the other park workers? And who are those 2 people that bought the house? I don't know. Josh is bored because there's nothing really fun to do at the open house, and he wants to go in the pool. And there's this really cute moment where he's like, I want to do the line and do it the best way I can. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the living room. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the pool! No, Josh! Wait! Jackknife! I'm trying the best way to replicate the episode, but judging from what happened there, Josh jumps in the pool and gets those guys soaked, including the one person that's like in charge of the open house. He's like on top of a cactus. It's funny. Emily decides that she just wants to take a break from all the crazy random stuff going on with the family, like take a break for a while because somehow stuff is really going weird. Bridge is like a body canvas, like painting with her body. Alex is trying to link Garfield with Jesus, and Josh is being, well, Josh. I could see why she needs to have a break, but that's your husband, and that's not really a good note right there. She goes to the open house and meets this guy. I think his name is Dave, Dave. And there's a child there, and they're like friends at first, but then it becomes like all sitcom like, and they're acting like how sitcoms should be. I did forget to say that Josh actually ordered a family bike for something the whole family can do together. And I just love his reaction when he thought that the bike was here. It was here, but Emily wasn't there to witness it. He's like, the family bike is here. I love how Gigi has this energetic energy. It's just so wholesome and cute. Like, Oh my gosh. I think Josh really is gonna be the next big thing for me. I'm really loving his character. And he's like shocked because Emily wasn't there to see it. He's like, 3 days? Where the hell is Emily? And his energetic entry kind of goes down and he's just really shocked about it. He wants to know where she is and actually goes on the bike itself just so he could go find her. He goes to the open house. He's a little bit upset because he's wondering what's going on and he's saying, wait, why is he calling you honey? And why is she like, I can't really, my mind cannot process all of this due to me staying up so late. Emily tries to do stuff which cannot fly on TV, but then when she hears the music, she decides to talk it all out, and so she makes it to an understanding. There's actually no antagonist in here. Like, it's just, well, I wouldn't say the people at the studios recording the sitcom are the antagonist, but it's a sitcom. They're just trying to play along with it, and then they're able to leave. Except Dave, who doesn't want to go back to his normal real life style, taking care of those kids and his wife, and decides to stay in that world. And then there's a new show called Classic Dave. The episode is about to end when the family is like all on the bike together. Finally, Josh is finally able to spend time with his family because Randy does make this remark when he says, "Nice family, loser," and Josh is like happy because he's finally with the family and stuff. They don't know how to stop the bike, and then they like drive in the water, the ocean, and I'm just worried because, oh wait, no, this is close enough. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't kill off the characters. It's just a gag. I have mixed feelings about Logan's Run. On the one hand, it had a hilarious beginning. On the other hand, it's disturbing as Blumug. I mean, the episodes is like as simple as it is. I mean, Candace goes off for sleepover, which means that Josh and Emily finally have a night to themselves. They haven't been like alone since the 5 years since taking care of Candace, and they run errands, like they do all these random stuff, like I don't know, they do this online banking, vacuuming the floor, doing the laundry, putting gas in the car, the cart, like it's kind of hilarious. I can't stop laughing at the part where they're like in the shopping cart. And the fact that they have Turned Out for What playing in the background, a song that I highly despised, is actually used in this episode to a hilarious scene. It's just, I cannot stop laughing at it. And it looks like they're about to make out, but they actually, do, well, taxes with paper and computers and stuff like that. You got me. JG, tricked us into thinking it was gonna happen, but it didn't. Ooh, it makes it so clever, though. Very, very clever guy. How does he do that? I mean, the episode's off to a really good start with that hilarious beginning. So, it's really adorable that Josh and Emily are like in their snuggies watching TV. It's just so wholesome and cute. Oh my gosh. And then Bridget is telling them that she's going to be going to a club, and then they're like, why go to a club though? And Bridget's like, so that way we don't want to prove to people that we're old because they're in their 30s. At first they're a little bit hesitant, but then they decide to go for it. I don't know why, but I think they just want to prove that they're not old. I mean, they're in their 30s, so I don't think it's that bad. So they go to the club, and there's like all these people partying and stuff. I don't like how it's like $68 for drinks there, and then 100% tip. Hey, you're kind of like taking advantage of Josh's charity or whatever. You're making him spend too much. Wait, are clubs really that expensive? Okay. Alright, so, I don't want to get too in detail for what really happens because I'm kind of dreading on talking about one specific part that I don't really like. I mean, I know the characters like drink and they're like drunk and stuff. Well, especially Josh, he like drinks so much he's like really tired and stuff. I mean, it is adorable, but still, I mean, I know that this is not regular show. This is close enough, and alcohol is now shown. It's like it's not soda, it's not wings, it's literal the stuff. Meanwhile, there's a subplot where Bridget has this crush on a big YouTuber, and while they do make out, she freaks out to realize that it's actually a baby and not actually an adult, and she's like, "I'm going to jail." Oh my god, that just got really really dark really fast. But that's not the thing I want to talk about. So Josh, Emily, and Alex are like really tired, like they don't want to party anymore, and they feel old. And then there's this guy, I think there's this older guy who comes into the club, and then the guy at the table says that he gets like the VIP or something. They think that it's actually something really cool, but then when they see that he actually gets like shredded up in a fan and stuff with blood and everything, the guy is like, "You really thought we were gonna have somebody old enough to crash the party or something like that?" Like it's actually really terrifying when you think about it. I mean, at first you think it's kind of cool, but then you realize, uh-oh, something's up, and then that happens. Oh god, it's terrifying. I mean, if you're over the age of 30 and you get executed, that just gets dark really fast. And not to mention that there's like a checklist of how many irrelevant persons are killed off. And then Josh, Emily, and Alex are freaking out because they don't want to die and they're over 30. I mean, I think they're in their 30s and they try to act young, but then again, this is just this episode made my chest hurt really badly. Alex decides to make the foolish move and says that he remembers Blockbuster and that he is old, and just when he's about to be sacrificed, Josh comes in to rescue him because he says there's so much to life that you're going to be missing out on. And so he decides that it's not worth it, and so they're able to be free. But then there's a twist. You know that guy, the guy at the counter who just had that one guy executed, made a reference to Logan's Run, a movie from 1976. And then Alex is like, "How old are you?" And also the reason why the pub is called, the club is called Logan's. He actually sees that it's actually a wig, and the guy is actually an old man. And Alex is like, "This guy's pushing 50! What a twist!" I mean, I didn't see that coming. I had no idea. And so all those 21-year-olds start beating up on the old guy, and then the gang just gets pancakes for the rest of the day, for the night out, I guess. It's kind of hard to talk about this episode because it's just weird seeing it had a hilarious beginning, but it got dark really fast. And I guess having pancakes at the end kind of made up for it. And it's really adorable with Josh and Emily. They pretty much saved the episode at the end because I was a little bit shaken by it. But it's overall okay. I mean, it's not really, I don't have really anything that bad to say about it. Really, I don't. I don't know what kind of rating to give this episode. Maybe a 7 because I didn't like how dark it got. And the fact that Bridget actually made out with a minor is just really, this is before the execution thing happened, so maybe I shouldn't have talked about that before I got to the whatever. At least I got that episode out of the way. So with that out of the way, we move on to Room Parents. Is it me, or does this episode feel very similar to an episode of Regular Life? Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are you saying Regular Life? Just hear me out. Although I know that this episode is about Candace's teacher trying to find some room parents and Josh volunteers, it doesn't seem, I mean, it gets kind of gruesome when there's like a lot of chaos going on, like they don't want to be in this meeting anymore, like the adults, and there's like, it gets really violent. he has no idea that he's volunteered for it. But there's this other woman who decides to volunteer, and they both decide to be room parents. Sounds simple enough, and I cannot get how hilarious Josh looks in that one frame. His chin! He's using his chin! It's just so adorable! Okay, I'm sorry. Now you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with referencing a regular life episode? Okay, so hear me out. This woman, Nikki, I kind of see what she's trying to do, and Emily kind of sees it too. Like, she thinks that the two are actually dating when they're supposed to be doing, like, volunteer and stuff. Like, she and Pearl go in the spy van to see what they're doing, and it looks like, to some point, that Nikki's probably gonna seduce Josh, kind of like how Carmen tried to seduce Jeremy in Deception, episode 29 of Regular Life. So I guess I see some references here and there. They're not as subliminal in Room Parents. Deception still kind of ties in a little bit of what's been going on. I mean, you get what I'm saying? I mean, it's worth reading the episode to find out for yourself. Both Nikki and Carmen are kind of like literally kind of the same character, except RL isn't as explicit as Close Enough. Oh, did I forget to mention that Crazy on You by Heart plays in this episode? You don't know how long I've been waiting for that song to play. I've heard it on the radio a lot of times on 104.3 The Hippo. I love that song. And to see that happening during the montage with Josh and Nikki is that's just the icing on the chocolate cake. And Josh actually kind of singing the lyrics a little bit. It's just, oh god. Well, Emily thinks that Nikki is trying to date Josh, and though he actually puts the pieces of the puzzle together, he actually agrees with saying that he doesn't want to be room parents anymore. So they go to the house, and then and Nikki's there, Emily's there as well, and she takes it really lightly, but then I see something's not up, really. And then Josh sees her son, Billy, watching the TV, and it takes a really disturbing type of turn when Josh is like, wait a minute, why does your arm feel like it's filled with straw? Oh my god! Billy's dead! Hey, I would act like that too if I saw some boy filled with straw when it's not really a real boy, it's just a scarecrow. Why does Josh act like me? I see a little bit of myself into Joshy boy. Oh, and big surprise, it turns out Nikki wasn't just there to volunteer and stuff, and she's been doing like the scam, like from Santa Maria to Santa Clara. Wait a minute, why is Santa Maria sending the episode? Oh god! That literally means my hometown takes on a whole new meaning if it's close enough. So yeah, Emily and Josh are tied up, and Nikki's going to like go to that fundraiser thingy. And so Josh and Emily escape when Emily orders something on the web, like I think a knife, but they had a fork instead. Sorry, I'm kind of starting while talking about this, but you know, I'm kind of trying my best to review this episode. So Nikki and Josh fight it out, and he actually outsmarts her. Because she thinks that she has the money when he has the money and all she has is a scarecrow. And with that act of bravery, it turns out that Candace's teacher, I think his name, I know he's a name, like, I think Timothy something, I'm just gonna call him Candace's teacher, promotes Josh to be room parent for life, and Josh isn't comfortable with that situation or decision. He's like, but that can't be legally. But then Timothy's like, it's legally binding. Okay, that just, what? Okay, so that's Room Parents. I don't know what to say. I mean, I was a little bit curious and I wanted to see how this whole thing was going to go down. And, well, it didn't 100% be exactly like Regular Life Episode 29 Deception. It did have a few things in there that I kind of pinpointed out. I'm like, um, still, I don't know if this is intentional or whether or not J.G. Quintel actually checked out Deception at the time. I could be wrong about this, but it just feels vaguely similar to Deception. I mean, honestly, when you kind of put those things together, there's definitely some things you're going to pinpoint in that episode that feel very similar to Regular Life's Deception. Like, I can totally see that. And if you guys haven't read Deception, I suggest you probably read that of Regular Life. But if not, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just saying. I think I just want to move on to Skate Dad so badly because I really want to review that episode. So, Room Parents gets an 8 out of 10. If you're wondering about the other ratings, I would give Quilty Pleasures 7 out of 10. I would have gave it a 6 because they killed off Bird Josh, but I hope he comes back. The Perfect House, 8 out of 10. I do like the Full House reference. And I do like how Josh jumped in the pool during the open house and that guy was on spikes, the guy trying to sell the house to other people. As well as him being just adorable in general in that episode. Logan's Run, 7 out of 10. I like the hilarious beginning, but the episode kind of took a darker type of turn. Is this really a reference to, like, a movie from the 19 whatevers? Because it's not really convincing me. And Room Parents, 8 out of 10. That's all I got right now. I really, 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 for really, realties want to get to Skate Dad. Because that one is my favorite of the whole season. And probably the whole series, at least until the canine guy kind of takes its crown, like it does to most episodes. So, I got Skate Dad to do laters. But nothing has prepared me more than when I saw the clips for Skate Dad. I don't know if this is going to last, but Skate Dad, I really, really love Skate Dad. I really do. Well, though the episode does start out with Alex, Josh, and Bridget going out for like some family Friday night sort of thing, and Josh is like he drinks a glow stick, and I'm a little bit worried because his daughter's gonna get sick. So Bridget and Alex drop him off, and then he's like, "Thanks for pretending I got time to go to the concert, guys. What a rush!" And as I predicted, he got sick and he threw up. Poor guy. But now we go to the real focus of the episode. Candace is watching unboxing videos on her tablet, and Josh wants to spend time with his daughter. But she seems so into the technology world that she's not really able to really see the reality of the real world. Doesn't want to do stuff with her dad. I think this is kind of a real life situation. When you give tablets to toddlers and kids, they don't really pay attention to you anymore because they got their own thing to do, or unless the battery has to charge, or you take them out to go somewhere. That's the only thing where they're actually going to like be having fun with you and stuff. But Josh tries to get Candace to do stuff with him, like with the fun stuff he has, like a Teddy Ruxpin, which the doll it ignites on fire, and then he gives her like Simon, and she gets bored by it. A Magic 8 Ball, that thing didn't really last, so when Emily is putting stuff in for donation, Josh sees his old skateboard and he wants to teach Candace how to skate because his dad was not the best dad for Josh. I don't like that his dad just left him inside the store and was just inside the car, pointing at his watch and beeping the horn. That was a little bit mean-spirited, but Josh wants to prove to his daughter that he's a much better dad than his dad ever was. So when they go in the skate shop, they see that it looks like more like an Apple store than anything, but there is like a ramp inside, and Josh asks this guy that he wants to have like a deck, a skateboard, and so he redirects him to the Goosh, who is like skateboarding in the store, and helps out parents and Candace. Candace befriends the Goosh, and Josh kind of gets a little bit jealous and just wants to get the board. Candace chooses out a satanic board, and before I say anything, I am a Protestant, and when I first saw that, it kind of scared me, but then when I heard the backwards message, I was like, oh, 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 oh. Yeah, it's reminding me, alright. The backwards message is, buy regular show DVDs. I'm not kidding, that is literally the message that the skateboard says. So when Candace is skateboarding, she wants Josh to teach her how, but he accidentally hurts his private part with the skateboard and is taken to the hospital, and now he has to ice it. He has like a metal part on it now, and although he says it hurts him even more to not be out there with his daughter teaching him all this stuff. The pain pills kick in and he like falls asleep, and I like that he has this dream, and I hear like JG's voice in the background saying, skate dad, skate dad. Oh gosh. And then Josh, I'm sorry, I cannot tell Josh and JG apart. They're literally the same character. Josh doesn't have any clothes on except that metal part on his private part, and he's skating in the sky. It's like he's flying. I'm like, Josh, you're flying. This was part of the Meet Josh trailer, and I'm like, oh, that's where this is from. I'm like instantly loving this episode. And he kind of gets revenge on the Goose because he hurt himself and like would only do something a jealous person would do. And while he's sleeping, he says, you suck. But he is shocked when he realizes that Emily took Candace skating and the Goose is teaching her how. And she calls him Papa Goose, which really makes him jealous because Emily is out there doing it too. And he decides that he wants to settle this on Baxter Street. It's this, I think it's this tall road, like when you're going down, it's really far away. He just wants to prove to Candace that he's a better father, and he's going to extreme lengths despite him being in pain. Although he does tell the Goose this, the Goose understands and lets him like do his thing. Because Candace is rolling down really fast. He rescues her and he rescues his wife. And they're about to like hit the Vaughn's truck. He has to go like slide underneath. I hear like the metal clanging, so that means he's really, really hurt. His butt is on fire. He goes out off the rail and then he lands in the pool. And he's happy to see that his daughter's there watching him. And the Goose is saying, he's not a skate dad, he's a skate father. I really love Skate Dad because I love the message at the end. It's just really wholesome and it's really sweet. I mean, it's kind of sad that the Goose dad was never there for him either, and that he's happy to see that Josh is trying to be the better father for Candace. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Happy Feet 2 for a reason, which is a good thing, where Eric looks up to Seven instead of Mumble, but Mumble was always there for his son, proving that he was the better father figure than Seven ever was. But in this case, the Goose was actually a really good person, kind and understanding, which is what I really love. Now, I already did a review of 100% No Stress Days, so I'm gonna have to put this in there the best way I can. Either way, I love Close Enough. It's a really good show. I love the Easter eggs and references. Don't worry, there's going to be so much in here. If you think this is all, I'm going to be compiling all the close enough reviews that I've done from my first watching of the series. Ending with the canine guy. I'm gonna have to wait until my energy is restored and I'm not that tired anymore, because you could tell by my voice I'm just out of it. I'm really tired, and I don't think I have the energy to do the other episodes right now. But when I do, just remember that close enough is close enough. And laters. Just a heads up, people, I reviewed 100% No Stress Day when I got the link. This is before HBO Max released Close Enough, and this was my first review of the episode. I don't know if it aged well, but I did my best. Enjoy! Alright, I want to review this episode because I've been waiting to review this. The first minute I saw the episode, I'm like, I want to review this, but, you know, I got animation to work on with regular life. So, let me talk about this episode. 100% No Stress Day. The episode starts off with Emily at the doctor's because she thinks there's something wrong with her. The doctor says, has she been stressed? And there are some scenarios where it could have led to her being stressed out, but she denies this. And then we get the intro to Close Enough. I love the animation and stuff. Like, it feels like it's like 3D or 2D, whatever. But I just like it. It's really cool. Anyways, then we go to the start of the episode. The guy whom I really wanted to know the name of, you know that J.G. Quintel guy? The guy where I keep saying J.G. Quintel guy or Quintel hair? He's got a name. His name is Josh, and he's a game tester. So he, Alex, Bridget, and Candace are beta testing his new game, Ladder World. That's how he says it. All you gotta do is climb ladders, but little did Josh know that there's a glitch in the game which accidentally gets Alex, and then there's this large head that's about to devour him. I think Bridget said some guy from Waterworld or something, and just when they're about to get eaten, I mean, it doesn't really happen because it's virtual reality, but they don't really, they seem pretty fazed by it. Emily comes back and she says that there's nothing wrong with her, but they're like, are you sure about that? She actually hits a photo frame, which makes her hand bleed a little bit, but it disappears anyway. Josh asks her maybe if she ate something first she could feel better, but there's no food and there's no emergency ham, earthquake ham, whatever that is. Emily's starting to get really stressed out. Where's her to-do list? Oh, there it is. But Josh is like, he'll take care of it for her, but she's like, no. He does say he'll put 100% of his mind to it, and then his brain is like all static or whatever. Though Emily's recent fortune cookie did tell her to trust Josh more, Bridget decides to let Emily take a stress-free day, take her out, you know, do stuff. You know, Stress is her middle name. She had it legally changed while she was high. Oh, really? Keep in mind that that's actually part of the plot. Smoking weed is actually part of the plot. It's not just a gag. So, props to Close Enough on that one. They actually made it work. It's very relatable, because when people get stressed out, they turn to weed as their saver, I guess. So, Josh, Alex, and Candace go to the store. They're blazing through the list. Well, blazing through it. And then the last thing they need to do is get an earthquake ham. But there's a ham shortage by these ham theft guys at some factory. And then there's these stripper clowns that are out to get Alex because apparently he lost a bet and now he owes them $3,000. All because he betted them that they wouldn't make a giraffe. It was a dog until the balloon thing kinda, its head, neck went up, made a giraffe. He owes them money. So they run away, they go to the meat factory. Then we get to Bridget and Emily. She gets Emily high, and then they're going doing all this stuff with the song. There's like a song that plays in the background. What's its name? I think I know the name. Hold on a second. I think it's Gotta Stay Fly by Mafia something. thing. Is that what it is? Let's see. Okay, here it is. I gotta stay fly by 3-6 Mafia. There it is. There it is. All right, that's the one. So yeah, the weed starts to kick in, and then Emily sings some weird stuff. Then she bumps into Candace's teacher. She's like kind of scared at that point. After that, we go to Josh, Alex, and Candace, who all go to the meat factory. They're horrified to see what's in the meat that's being turned into hot dogs, which is absolutely disgusting. They get caught. Candace gets taken to a Michelin daycare center, and Josh and Alex are about to be grinded up into meat. But then Josh has this brain blast idea and uses the teeth from roadkill to cut the rope, because apparently they're tied up, and they escape. They get out of there. So back at that jazzy place, because that's where Emily and Bridget are now, Emily's a little bit freaked out because she's worried that the teacher will realize that she's high, but when he's actually doing it, she freaks out even more and accidentally punches him. That's not good. Really not good. Josh and Alex get Shote from the freezer. They rescue Candace and they get out of there. Like, a car chase is going on. We cut back to Emily saying that she's trying to be a good mom, but feminism and all this stuff. And then the teacher's like, you're doing a great job, but you need to take time off for yourself and find something. And so Emily tries to do that with a fidget spinner. And don't get me started with that Fahrenheit, because I didn't like that in the introduction trailer for Emily. It always scared me, and it still scares me even to this day. She's like breaking stuff inside some stress manager thing. Keep in mind, all this is going on when there's a car chase. The car chase going on. Then after that, the stripper clowns find them. They're cornered. Josh has another brain blast idea. He bets all their lives in a game of Ladder World. Everybody's playing it. Like, Emily comes back. She sees that they're all playing the game. Alex lost, so now she has to take his place. She's about to fall off the ladder, but then Josh comes to the rescue riding that Waterworld big head. And then Emily wins. She wins. She de-stresses. Those bad guys leave. And then she tells the gang that she's not stressed anymore. Video games are her de-stress. Bridget comes back and she says she's been talking to the hottest guy out there. And then which is actually a stripper clown. And the stripper clown's like, he's like, anybody want to see me make a brontosaurus? And then Josh and Alex are like, no, do not let him do that. I know the reason. Candace, please don't say yes. She did, but the father's like, no, don't do that. And that is 100% no stress day. I actually love this episode. At first I was a little hesitant because this is a adult cartoon, and the only adult cartoon I watched is home movies. This actually I was really loving this show. I loved it. I love the episode. I love the characters. I love the jokes. Smoking weed is part of the plot. It's not just a gag. They made it work. It's actually really relatable. That when people are stressed out, they need to go find their thing. And just like me, when I get stressed out, I play video games. Same thing with Emily. She played Ladder World. She's not stressed anymore. I wish she played like a fighting game or something, but other than that, I guess that works. If I want to be honest, I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10. The pacing is good. It feels like a regular show episode, judging it's made by the same people that made regular show. I mean, J.J. Quintel, Mark Mothersbaugh. Like, I know a crew of people from regular show worked on this. I could see it. I see the creative flair. They took that creative flair that was from regular show and mashed it into Close Enough and made it work. Like, I really love it. I just really, really love it. And I love Josh. He's my favorite character. Now, to be fair, Josh was actually my favorite character from the very start of the trailer when it was first announced for TBS. Now, what kind of gets me a little upset is that maybe they should have changed the intro. I don't like that it says TBS Presents because it's not on TBS. I know it was supposed to be on TBS until they decided to shelve it, and now it's on HBO Max. It's just going to be a little bit confusing, but it's probably going to solve the mystery that it was going to be on TBS, but not anymore. It found its new home on HBO Max. That's the only nitpick that I have. I don't have no problem with the jokes or anything like that. I don't have a problem with the pacing. I don't have a problem with the characters. It's all 100% good. Maybe when later seasons happen, it's gonna say HBO Max presents, or they're just gonna ditch that thing altogether. Either way, that's one episode down, and I can't wait for the next episode to come out. Going into this episode, I thought it would feel like the regular show episode Prankless, but it actually takes a different type of turn. As said in the episode, it seems that Josh likes to prank people and that there's going to be a prank war. Okay. Yeah, I can see he's trying to cling on to his youth. The little JG guy. And why exactly would he pre-order Crossfire or something? Is it like a good game? But apparently Emily says that they've outgrown pranks, but Josh is like, no, we could still have this prank war and stuff. And he tries his best to do that, all the pranks and stuff, but ultimately fails, losing his touch. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen plays in this episode, which is just the frosting on the cake. Not to mention the times when he does do the pranks, Josh kind of like has this reaction. Not to mention what he did with Candace was adorable. I mean, it's Joshy boy. I do feel bad for him because when he's trying to prank Emily in the car, he gets hurt badly. And I don't know what to say to that. Poor Joshy boy. And I think kind of doing that comedy thing when Emily and Bridget are performing was a little bit too much. And why would you do that? I know you're trying to do pranks, man, but why would you interfere with their performance? That's a point off. And the snakes ate people! Yeah, the prank was with snakes and I think they ate the people inside. Josh feels like he has lost his touch, but then he meets this guy that's hiding in a bush and tells him to prank those guys because apparently when he got scared when he jumped out of the bush. But when that guy sees Bridget, he like falls in love with her. Oh, great. Josh sees this as an opportunity because, well, she does look pretty. She's also divorced, so this could be his chance. However, Emily and Bridget don't take it well, and they beat the crap out of the guy, which makes him go to the hospital. And because they put this guy in a coma, they get taken to prison. Oh man, prison. And Emily's like, that's debatable when Josh says, but I'm her husband. And he's like, scared. Well, this kinda is your fault, Josh. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't really like Josh in this episode. I mean, I know he's trying to be childish and playful and doing pranks, but he literally got that guy in a coma all because he wanted to prank Emily and Bridget, and this is what happens. This is kind of your fault. Not to mention Alex has to watch Candace, and then she tricks him into getting her candy, which she isn't supposed to have, and she gets all hyper and stuff. Like, it just gets all weird. She's like a wild child. It's it's a little hilarious. Then Josh realizes that Bridget is the only thing that'll bring this guy out of a coma. And may I mention that it kind of gets really dark when Bridget and Emily are at the jail. Kind of reminds me of Cadena Cadol when Romina was in jail and how violent the prison mates were. You know where this is going. They're gonna go to the jail and they're gonna get that guy to see Bridget, and then everything's all fine and everything. Well, I don't know how to really say it, but that is how he gets out of his coma. The episode ends with one last prank. Well, I didn't know it was real until it was actually shown. I was a little bit scared because I really thought they killed off Emily, and Josh is like in tears. But Emily was the one that got Josh back. She pranked him. I think that's like revenge for getting her sent to jail. I think he got his just desserts, but still, that was a little bit too harsh. Faking your own death in front of your husband. Well, he took it just fine, and he's like, prank war is back on! To be fair, Emily, you kinda made him go back to his prank kind of mood. So, with this episode, it's fine, I guess. I didn't like it as much as I did with Skate Dad. It felt a little bit mean-spirited. I think the ending kind of almost ruined it for me. Like, Emily, that was really... I saw blood in Logan's Run. I do not want to see it again. I already saw it when that person stuck a fork in Bridget's hand when they were in the jail. Oh my god, this show was violent. No wonder this got a TV-14. Well, this is actually going to be different. This is going to be an Emily-centered episode. So, Cool Moms is about her not wanting to be with the lame moms, and she wants to hang out with the cool moms. One in particular, however, catches her eye. And she tries to be like, she's not like, how do I say it? She does get the attention of one person. Oh, what's her name again? Oh, hold on a second. I don't know what to say about this person. It's kind of, she's like a cool mom, and she has this daughter who's kind of rebellious and stuff. She sounds a lot like Amethyst from Steven Universe. I could be wrong. Though Emily does get to hang out with the cool mom and have a playdate later, the only downside is Josh and Alex. They're pretty much making it difficult for her to clean up the place. Josh having his mess help him with his process, and Alex is doing, I don't know, like riding on the windows. Not to mention Randy crashes his car and has to borrow Josh's. Because apparently he saw his mom sneak out with some rando guy to some place, and they need to go save her. So there's like two things going on in this episode. Some Palm Springs thing. But keep in mind, I'm actually watching close enough to actually realize what's going on, because it's kind of hard for me to process what's really... I want to say what Josh says. Road trip, mix CDs, try me stopping at a scary trucks. Ah! I messed up! Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I was trying to do what Josh was doing. It just goes to show you how hard I'm trying to replicate the episode while trying to read it. Okay, let me try again. Road trip, mix CDs, dry meats, stopping at a scary truck stop late at night, talking about our feelings. What is happening? Okay, I think that sounds better. While the boys go to the desert, Emily sees this as her chance to clean up the place and have it set up. But it turns out that the cool mom isn't what she thought it was, as the kid, her kid, doesn't really like the other kid. Ah, this is hard to talk about. Why do I feel like this? Can you give me a second? Maybe it's just me, but I just really think that little girl is voiced by the same person that does Amethyst, down to the way she acts. The mom is actually the cool mom. She's not the nicest person ever. I think I found out what her name was. Her name is JoJo, and she brings homemade beer, which kind of makes it a little bit uncomfortable. Wait, why am I talking about the cool mom's plot? Let's go back to the guy's plot. Anyways, I want to just talk about the guy's plot because this is where it kind of takes a different type of turn. Randy's just worried about his mom and he just wants to make sure that she's all right. And he starts crying and this pterodactyl comes to life. And no, it's not voiced by William Sailors. The pterodactyl helps them get to where they need to go. And going back to the Cool Moms plot, the JoJo's saying that basically there are no rules in Europe and she just pretty much lets her daughter do whatever, which doesn't really make Emily uncomfortable, but she does tell Candace to just be cool with it because she doesn't want to ruin it with the Cool Moms. But does she really have to prove that she's cool? I mean, she's cool the way she is. She doesn't have to hang out with this this with JoJo. I don't even know what to say about her. Also, did I forget to mention that there are references in this episode very similar to regular show? Like, going into more of the Cool Moms plot, there's this arm wrestling tournament which references Over the Top. Oh great, it's another reference. And there's a person wearing an I'm Excellent hat. The regular show reference right there. Just, yeah, do you see that? There's this person wearing an I'm Excellent hat. To think that they would put the Emmy Award winning episode of regular show, add that reference in there, and apparently a upside down crossbones at the Death Kwon Do. Yeah, don't think I didn't see that the first time I saw this episode. I don't really like where this is going because just when Candace is about to arm wrestle with that other girl, Emily's like, you don't have to do this, and tries to prove to Candace that she is a cool mom by arm wrestling JoJo. Anyways, going back to the guy's plot, Randy does see that his mom is actually okay, that she could take care of herself, and he was just worried about her is all, and that it's just a really heartwarming moment. Because he is the son, and even though he's a grown adult, he still cares about his mom. That's something you don't really see that often with grown adults. They still care about their moms regardless of the age. And well, Pearl does say that she is unmurderable. And wait a minute, does that mean that guy that was giving Pearl a massage is the dad? I'm so confused about this Palm Springs thing where the music is supposed to calm down the pain and stuff like that, soothe the nerves. Man, I wish that's something that could happen. And I know this kind of sounds odd coming from me, but they made Josh and Alex hug in this episode. And they're best friends. They're not wearing clothes! Because apparently that's supposed to be part of the Palm Springs thing. You're not supposed to wear clothes. Why do I see myself like... Okay, so let me get this straight. J.G. Quintel doesn't want Mordecai and Rigby to hug, yet he's absolutely fine with Alex and Josh hugging, regardless of them having clothes or not. I don't understand you, J.G. Why would you make Alex and Josh hug, but not make Mordecai and Rigby hug? You know, I thought maybe it's because Rigby is based off of JG's brother, Peyton, and I don't think brothers hug that much. So, okay, you dodged a bullet there, JG, but... would it kill you to just make Mordecai and Rigby hug? I mean, Blumhug, I made them hug in the alternative ending to regular show the movie. You don't have to be an Einstein to know that I make Chad and Jeremy hug as well. Anyways, Emily does prove that she's a cool mom by beating JoJo. Well, she actually broke her wrist. She did deserve it, though, for being so mean to her. And it turns out that, one of the other cool moms was actually surprised that Emily did stand up to JoJo, who terrified her, and she's actually a much better mom than that other mom was, and Emily was surprised to be with this kind of person. You should have been with her in the beginning to begin with. She may be like a norm and stuff, but she's a really nice person. Really, really nice. And I just hope we see more of her in the future. What was her name again? Oh, okay, okay. Her name is Trish. Alright, her name is Trish. I hope I see more of Trish in the future because I want to see this development with the two moms. Because it's an adorable relationship sort of thing. I just like the bond. You know what I really like about this episode is that hat that Candace made for Emily, and when she wears the hat, it made her actually win to prove that she was the cooler mom. Kind of like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of Playco Arm Boy, but with a hat instead. Now, there's like two subplots going on in the episode. Randy trying to save his mom, even when his mom could like stand up for herself. Well, Emily tries to prove to Candace that she's a cool mom, but in reality, she was a cool mom all along and got to hang out with a much cooler mom, not that kind of mom JoJo was, but Trish, a much kinder mom. What can I give the ratings for these episodes? Well, I think I'm gonna give Prank War, I'm a little hesitant. I don't want to be cruel to this episode, but I think a 6 out of 10 because I don't really like how Josh pranked Bridget and Emily when they were performing with the snakes and all, and not to mention those snakes ate the people inside. I know it's a joke, but come on, you know I take things seriously. 6 out of 10 for Prank War, and Cool Moms, 8 out of 10? I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I'm sorry if I was stuttering. It's just I didn't really know how to feel about Prank War, and it kind of made me mess up a little bit. So with that out of the way, we got Robot Tutor, Golden Gamer, So Long Boys, Clap Like This, First Aid, Snailing It, and the Canine Guy to get through. No worries, I'll get through it. Just enjoy what you got here. Laters. Man, doing these close enough reviews is hard work, especially when you got an animation in the way. Oh well, I gotta get these out anyways. So, I'm going to be reviewing Robot Tutor. Now, I did say that Skate Dad is my favorite episode of Close Enough. Well, this one is probably my second favorite. In this episode, Candace is not doing well on her tests and has to have this robot tutor to help her, while it simultaneously has a subplot with Alex and Bridget, who are at the Sand and Bone condo sort of thing. So, how can I explain this episode the best way I can without going through like a lot of detail? Candace gets her test wrong even with the robot, and it just goes so far that whenever she gets a question wrong, there's an ad telling you to buy something, and Josh, being the guy that he is, gullible, decides to order it. You know, that foot massager thing, whatever it is. He said he could splurge or whatever that is. What does he even mean? I don't really want to talk. I don't want to talk about the Alex and Bridget subplot. I mean, it's just, well, I do see some development in there. It's just I want to focus on the main plot of this episode. I really love the father-daughter bonding in this episode. It's just as strong as Skate Dad, but here they kind of develop on it a little bit more. Josh is telling Candace that school is important, but you gotta find something that you're passionate about. For him, it was video games. And keep in mind, he's telling her this while they're about to hack the robot. They need a password to like input something in, and well, Candace does put in the password. They pretty much violated the whole thing with the robot. Like, you're not supposed to bypass it or hack codes and stuff like that. and I'm gonna make a video about the Broderick cameo. Just you wait. So they think that Candace passed her test, and when they go to the Sand and Bone condo, it turns out that the robot is upset because that the thing has been violated, and Candace tries to prove to her parents that she isn't dumb, and she actually. I really love this scene. Like, it's a really well put scene. Like, there's like these separate hints that show, and it really, let's just say Candace really deserves this victory right here. I don't know what to say about it. It's just so good they make it work. She almost had a brain blast moment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's input a command, and when she hears all this stuff in her head, like the self, the ABCs with the D, and then Josh wearing an E-Struck t-shirt, like that is actually really smart, and she puts in the right voice in command thing. And the episode is about to end with them just relaxing, and Candace finally writes her name, well, in the sand, but Candace is, Emily's boss, I think, is a bit upset because the condo is, like, destroyed. He's like, where is it? And why is he called Mr. Salt? You're making me think of Blue's Clues. I wanted to make this review short because, as much as I like this episode, I don't want to talk about the Alex and Bridget stuff because, even though it is character development, like, it's not something I normally talk about, so I'm sure you're well aware that I want to skip over that. I'm not that kind of person to talk about it. Ugh. How am I gonna talk about So Long Boys then? It's got everything I don't like! Ugh. Oh, what to do? You know what? Basically, the whole subplot with Bridget and Alex is they just want to have divorce sex. That's it. But all stuff gets in the way, and Bridget's too occupied with her social life, and she does say something that streaming got rid of commercials, and she doesn't want to go back to the dark ages when the robot is about to, like, force them to watch commercials forever. It's when they're trapped and stuff. That's all I can really say about that, but she does make a good point. Then again, I don't mind commercials because when you're watching TV, i.e. a scary movie, commercials kind of make it to where it lightens the mood a little bit. Commercials aren't all that bad. I wish they would just say something about that, but whatever. Let's just get the Golden Gamer. You know, when watching Close Enough, I've always wondered if they're going to have a Josh-centered episode. Now, besides Skate Dad, because that was more of a father-daughter episode. I almost said son. Sorry about that. Though the beginning isn't about Josh, it's just Alex, like, doing something as a college professor. Wait, is that what he is? I thought he was just a divorced guy and Josh's friend. Okay, I learned something new. So this episode is about Josh trying to finish this game that he made. I think it's called Dude Man. Yeah, I know I think it's called Dude Man. And you know, I really don't want to talk about this, but I know I'm supposed to be talking about Josh, but this is just something that I noticed. And when they say it, it just got under my skin. So Alex is telling his students something about an Icarus story, and that Icarus disobeyed his father and flew too close to the sun, wearing those wings. Say, doesn't that remind me of something? I'm shocked. Truly I am. That's my shocked face. Now, to be fair, I didn't know that they were going to do this, and I did not write Regular Life the movie at the time. That was 2019. So, how is Alex telling the story about Icarus Well, in Regular Life, the movie, that's clearly something important that happens in the movie. Jeremy wearing Icarus rings. He even read the book before it even happened. Why am I noticing Regular Life references before I even made it to there? This could not be a coincidence. I'm not blaming Close Enough. It's just how? How is this even happening? Could somebody please answer this question? Like, how is Regular Life being referenced if they worked on this in 2017? And yet I'm finding references here and there. The Broderick cameo, the episode Deception of Regular Life, the Icarus Wings story from Regular Life, the movie, and Jeremy wearing the Icarus Wings, which also translated to season 3 of Regular Life. Canine Guy with Grayson as Girl Boss. Like why is Regular Life in Close Enough? Tell me this is not a coincidence. I haven't even made the reference video and I'm seeing all this stuff. Now, I think Alex was trying to do like a stunt to like impress his college students, but I really want to talk about the Josh plot, which is what I really want to talk about. I feel bad for Josh because his game didn't work during the presentation when he was young, like I think during his teen years. And though he tries to finish the game even in the present, there's like these error messages. And then, just like in Regular Show, this is something that could happen in a Regular Show episode, the Dude Man golden thing comes to life, and I'm starting to get some really big Regular Show vibes right here. Alex tries to talk to this person to help him with the stunt. Josh reverts back to his old teenage ways, doing all these weird childish stuff. And apparently the stunt is the one thing that's going to help him finish the game. Because he thinks that he's a failure. But we know he's not a failure. We know that. And it's a really heartwarming scene where Emily tells Josh, no, you're not a failure. And we get a flashback to what happened after his presentation. He met Emily, they started dating and stuff. They get married, then they have the kid, Candace. But the Golden Gamer dude man doesn't want this to wants him to abandon the game again. He doesn't want to go back on the shelf or whatever. But Josh destroys his game console, and he does perform the stunt, but he gets hurt. Stop putting Joshy Boy in harm, please. It was bad enough it happened in Skate Dad. Why are you putting Joshy Boy in so much harm? For crying out loud, Janice, he had to keep his eyelids open in Robot Tutor. What do I think about Golden Gamer? Well, I like this episode. I mean, I really love this episode. It's no Skate Dad, but I think it's a tie with that and Skate Dad, because Josh is just my favorite character in general. Next to Candace and Emily, Alex is fine. I don't know what to say about Bridget. Randy barely has any development. Wait, did I say it? Okay, I don't know what to say about Alex. He still kind of questions me. Pearl needs development, and so does Randy. They both need development. I'm pretty sure we're going to see more of that in the later season. With Golden Gamer out of the way, how am I going to talk about So Long Boys? Do I really have to review So Long Boys? Okay, I'll talk about it the best way I can. The episode starts off with Emily worrying that she might be pregnant. And, let's just say that there's animation footage from the Close Enough trailer. Yeah, you know that one scene for the trailer? The one where Josh and Emily are having sex in the car. Well, guess what? Gigi decided to put that freaking scene in the episode as a callback because she thinks that this is the reason. Or probably. Why? Why? Out of all the frames of this animation that you could have picked from the trailer, you had to go with the one where Josh is saying, "We're just doing your taxes, sweetie." I know what you're doing, Josh. Whatever it is disgusting! Ah! Now that I got that out of the way, at least I can finally talk about it. I mean, I'm proud of you, man, but don't tell, show, do not tell, or whatever. What am I even talking about? Tell, don't show. Just say that that happened. But oh, big surprise. The test was negative. Then again, Emily did say that it would be cool if they could squeeze in another kid, or what if it might be triplets. At least the scene is a little bit hilarious. Then again, that's not really saying much. Oh, and not to mention that she does tell Josh that they need to be super careful. And right after that, Josh decides to throw a vasectomy party or whatever. I mean, I get the jokes. Why is there a guy in a sperm costume, like, dancing around? Why? What is up with Josh? And Emily's like, "You're cut off from planning any more parties." Oh, Josh! What's wrong with you? Like, literally, Josh! What is wrong with you? Josh! Oh, God! Josh, I like you, man, but what the heck? Why would you... What exactly is a vasectomy? Is it like you get a part of an organ removed or something? A certain area? I mean, they do say in the episode that is what it was, but never in my entire life have I knew what a vasectomy was. Because, you know, I'm all pure, clean, and innocent, and me being exposed to this stuff, and I don't know if I remember if I learned about this in health class in high school, but I did pass with flying colors with an A because I was freaked out by the stuff that they showed. Yeah, to think I was freaked out by that stuff, I would pass health class in high school. Man, those were the old days. I don't mean to be rude, but it's just, well, Emily did say her best that Josh tries to be a responsible adult when in reality he's not. Like, what is he even doing? Is he like chugging beer in a funnel or something? Candace is upset because she can't go to a vasectomy party, and Pearl is saying, why would anybody have like a party like that? And she's like, what is wrong with people? Yeah, what is wrong with people? Like, why would they even consider that a thing? Then again, this is close enough, and they're tackling really mature stuff. I mean, I think it is in reality, in real life, that people decide to like have a vasectomy to control the child population, just like how they have. I mean, they spay pets, they keep them neutered, help keep the pet population controlled or something. So I guess that's kind of like the same thing. Is vasectomy like neutering? The Dr. Ferguson does explain how the process works and uses a grape as a test subject. Stop putting inanimate objects in danger! First Josh and now a grape? What is wrong with people? Why would you do that to a poor innocent grape? It did nothing to you! Now, to be fair, I think that they use those as test subjects in actual places like that. So I guess I don't have to be too mad about this. Meanwhile, you got Emily kind of wondering if this was a bad decision. Maybe he shouldn't get a vasectomy. Maybe they should have another kid and all that stuff. Following Alex and Josh, because Alex tagged along for the ride, they go on this carnival ride, and it kind of shows the pros and cons of having a child. Like, say goodbye to your sleep, and you spend this much on diapers where you could have used it on like a car or something. I mean, at least I think they're trying to throw in like facts and stuff, so I'm kind of learning something. So, but I don't know. It's just, I forgot they got those animatronic lips in there. Knowing me that I like the "You Can Kiss the $10,000 Goodbye" in the Buzz drinking commercial, I'll let it pass with the lips. Not to mention, I like the Rolling Stones, which is also lips. And Dairy Queen had the CGI lips. What is it with me and liking lips? And I can't believe I'm saying this, but that ride actually looks fun to be on. I mean, it may be short, but I mean, I wouldn't mind going in there. And they also talk about the teen years, about what happens. And I have to say, what Josh says here is actually relatable. He's like, all kids get sick. You just clean it up. No offense, dude, but you're more responsible than you look. You may be immature and childish and stuff, but at least he's still got a brain. At least he knows, what to do with kids. So he's not as responsible as I thought. He never was like that. And I want to quote, this thing in the episode, because he did say that having a brother and sister probably wouldn't be a bad thing when he's trying to call Emily. Yeah, seeing a brother and sister together made him think that they're rushing into the decision. And then those animatronics are actually real people that are under contract of Dr. Ferguson. And then Josh is having second thoughts because he's saying that why do I get a feeling that I shouldn't get a vasectomy? Because you shouldn't. I mean, I may have said before that baby in the I think the sneak peek was a boy. Maybe, just maybe they're hinting something in the future. Maybe they're gonna have another kid. I think so. I mean, Alex thinks that those two kids under contract are his children because they act like him, they look like him, and they're like talking about this whole conspiracy thing. And then those vasectomy robots are like chasing after them and stuff. Alex finds out that those kids are not his. The robots get destroyed. Josh rips up the contract so the teenagers are free. And then the episode ends with Josh, Emily, and the rest skating, I guess. And I think they're hinting that that Josh and Emily might have another kid in the future. They've been talking about it. And judging that there's going to be an episode later on, First Date, the theory might come true, and Candace is probably going to have a little brother. They may not have shown it in season 1, but I guarantee you that there's probably going to be a little brother running around, and Candace is going to have somebody. Also, Alex decided to reverse his vasectomy, and he's saying that maybe there might be Alex Dorpenbergers in the future, and 2,000 years later, they're overrun. There's like a whole lot of Alexes, and they're overrun by like this robot. What? That's the future? Okay, that just got weird. Oh, what can I say about So Long Boys? Well, I mean, did you literally hear everything I said? Minus the fact that Bridget was being racist and Pearl pretended that she was under arrest even though she put handcuffs on her and she was so drunk she couldn't get the thing out. She's got the chain still on her, So on her arm, even when she's roller skating. That's pretty hilarious. But I do like that they're tackling these subjects. I mean, this does happen to people in real life, as I said before, and I did stutter a little bit because I did say these kind of stuff, and it's kind of hard to, considering that my channel is supposed to be aimed at kids. Well, now it's aimed at kind of for teenagers. And when I play Mortal Kombat, it's aimed for adults or whoever likes the game. Okay, I got it out of the way. I got So Long Boys out of the way, and I got Clap Like This to do, and then First Date, and then Snailing It, and then the Canine Guy. I could do this. I could totally do this. All right. But wait a minute. Well, Clap Like This does have that Easter egg to regular show First Date. To spice it up. Oh, God. Another one already? You expect me to do an episode where Josh wants to spice up his sex life? You want me to do that? You think I could do that when I already had to do the one where he wanted to get a vasectomy? Oh, God. This is why I was afraid to do this. This is tackling adult stuff. JJ, you're pushing me off the limits, dude. You want me like to branch out. Okay. I may have not given ratings to the other episodes, but I know that some episodes have ratings. Sorry this is taking too long. I don't like this. This is taking forever. Okay, so I think Skate Dad got the 10 out of 10, and I think 100% No Stress Day got an 8 out of 10. Prank War, 7 out of 10. Cool Moms, 8 out of 10. Robot Tutor, 8 out of 10. Golden Gamer, 9 out of 10. So Long Boys, I don't want to be harsh on this episode. I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8, I guess? An 8? My ratings suck. I just don't want to be cruel to these episodes. It's tackling real life situations. Like, families go through this. Like, you decide if you want to have a vasectomy when you don't want to have kids, or you decide not to and plan your future ahead, and you might have children in the future. Like, I mean, it's great. I just felt uncomfortable talking about it. And I'm probably going to be more uncomfortable when I talk about First Date. At least Clap Like This doesn't have anything to worry about, right? No, there's nothing to worry about with Clap Like This. You know what? Why don't I just talk about Clap Like This? Because this episode kind of made me a little uncomfortable. Why don't I just get this out of the way? So Josh tries to sell his game Clap Like This, and though he thought that he did, those people didn't buy the game, as they were just like pretending, I guess. And then I don't know how he got to make these purchases. Like, he bought this stuffed bear, and Candace has this bike, Emily has this guitar, and there's a pony as well. And Bridget has a subplot where she has to get a job to earn money because apparently she's cut off on her birthday when she turned 26. And so she goes to Forever 23. Yeah, I see where you're going. And she has to work like 8 hours folding t-shirts, and she's like, who works for 8 hours? I feel you, girl. I feel you. Not to mention that Alex has this big bucket of hummus. Oh, great. Another regular show reference. Hummus! Hummus! Okay, you got me. That was a really good reference. So, why am I talking about Bridget's subplot when I'm supposed to be talking about Josh? Because I feel so bad for Josh. He has to go to that cable company and work a lot. I mean, he does get Baywatch money from David Hasselhoff, so I guess that's a good sign. But he gets hurt! He gets hurt! Setting setting up the TV for his son. He has to make it look like IMAX, and then he has to like do extra work and stuff. Like, he just saw a guy get eaten by a freaking shark, and then he has to go off this cliff to deliver a TV, and he gets hurt. I know I keep saying this, but stop hurting Joshy Boy, please! Stop hurting Josh! He's trying to prove to his family, and he's trying to get them this money and stuff, and you're making it difficult when you keep making him get hurt! Stop making Joshy Boy get hurt! Oh, and by the way, the mannequins come to life at Forever 23, and they want to turn Bridget into a mannequin for spare parts. And Josh has to deliver a TV there. He also gets kidnapped. Emily wonders what's going on, and then Josh tells her that he didn't sell the game, and he got extra jobs at his TV company to earn extra money and stuff. And Candace is playing Clap Like This, and so Josh tells her to put it on screen share, and the mannequins all like break apart because they're clapping to the beat, and they break apart and stuff. Very regular show-ish, and at the end of the episode, Bridget's mom tells her that she's not cut off anymore, and Bridget takes the money. I know this was a really short review, but then again, I don't really know what to say. Episodes that have Joshy Boy getting hurt, I don't seem to enjoy. I know Mordecai gets hurt, but I don't really say that much about it. I do like Mordecai. I just feel this thing with Joshy Boy that I just don't like it when he gets hurt. Now I just feel the same way if any cartoon character gets hurt. You feel their pain. You have to feel emotion for them. You don't laugh at their pain unless it's like slapstick or something. And even though it's slapstick, I ain't laughing. Whenever I see Joshy Boy get hurt, I feel his pain. And I'm sure JG probably feels his pain too, because he actually makes sounds indicating that he's in literal pain doing it. If you've seen the episodes. So what do I give Clap Like This? 8 out of 10, I suppose? Yeah, I'll just do 8 out of 10 for Clap Like This. Let's Clap Like This. Only 3 episodes to go. I can do this. I can't do this. How am I gonna do First Date? I did So Long Boys. How am I gonna do? I gotta watch the episode, because I know that there's a subplot with these two people being conjoined. Oh my god, that's even worse! That's even worse! Oh god, that's even worse. How am I gonna... I'm done, okay? You got 2 episodes. I did 2 episodes all in one. So... enjoy that. Oh my god. I am going to play some Tech Attack Tournament, and then I'm going to go rewatch First Dates, and nobody is going to tell me otherwise. I had to save up my energy for the Canine Guy. I will review that episode when I'm done playing Tekken. Well, I got through So Long Boys. First Date is something that's going to be probably the most extremely hard thing to talk about. When the whole main premise is Josh trying to spice up his and Emily's spicy sex life or whatever. That's a cringy thing to say. Not to mention there's a subplot going on where Bridget meets this guy and she's horrified to realize that he's conjoined with his ex. You see, this is how hard it is. Well, it does try to tone it down when Josh and Emily go to relive their first date in a haunted house. It kind of feels very regular show-ish, like with the Tales of the Park sort of vibe. Like you got these monstrous creatures chasing after them, and then in the Hall of Mirrors and stuff like that, as well as those guys telling them that they died when they got I think, crushed by a tree. I mean, we know that it didn't happen, but they just kind of play it to an effect. And so I just want to get over this episode very quickly because there's not really much to talk about. Like, you know that Josh and Emily are gonna join back together, and then they start making out when in the haunted house, and then the person in charge of it says, "Okay, you can stop making out now. We got other people." But they're really like, you know, how can I say, making love. That's the Josh and Emily plot. I do like that with the other subplot going on, Bridget and Alex kind of get more development together. Like, I think she still kind of has feelings for Alex, even though he's her ex. Not to mention, there's a really hilarious scene where Alex is at this place, and there's this guy that's like singing 5. I don't know. I just started laughing so hard at that. Like, it's hilarious and it's so random at the same time. It's like, what? But yeah, that literally sums up First Date. Why did I not talk about this episode as much as the other one? Well, I did kind of talk about it a tiny little bit after I reviewed Clap Like This. Like, I was like, this episode, this and that, all that stuff. So, I kind of went into detail with it. Now, what about the rating? Okay. Now, let's just say it's a safe bet to say that this is one of the most mature episodes of Close Enough. Like, they didn't hide any adult stuff. They went all out with it. I mean, you literally see Josh and Emily making out, which is very, at least, well, they really want to have a second child now, do they? If they do that, they're gonna have a second child. Anyways, rating. Okay. Rating for this episode, 7 out of 10? 7 out of 10? 8 out of 10? I don't know. It felt very adult, but I do like the subplot with Josh and Emily trying to spice up their sex life. I mean, that's what they literally say. Another scene I really do like is when Josh texts Emily, "Come into the closet for a surprise" or something. I just love his face as the thumbnail. Like, what the heck? Open your closet for a surprise. What is up with Joshy boy? What is up with him? Okay, 8 out of 10 for First Date, okay? 8 out of 10. I may have not talked too much about this episode. It's just, I talked about it the best way I can, shortening it out. Although there's that guy that's conjoined to his ex is talking about like Machu Picchu, whatever. There's not really much to say about this episode. I already talked about the plot and then the other plot, and just that's really nothing else to talk about. Well, I do like that Mr. McGorham's Wonder Emporium is a reference, like it's said by Josh when he was younger, and it's just really cool. But other than that, I already talked the best way I could about it in the hilarious scenes. So now all I gotta do is do Snailing It, and then I gotta do Canine Guy soon after. And that will wrap up season 1. And then I'm gonna have to wait for more episodes of Close Enough to come out. Why make us wait? Alright, I better get to Snailing It. Let me review it. After getting First Date over and done with, Snailing It was kind of a breath of fresh air. Mainly this episode is about Candace trying to spend time with her mom, but she's too busy with her own job working for Mr. Salt. And it's kind of weird when Candace is playing that board game. It's like a reference to Indiana Jones. And because her mom didn't help her out, it set off all the booby traps. And then it's weird because the skeleton in the game actually says something to Candace saying, "It's fine, my mom doesn't hang out with me either." It's weird. It's so weird. Why is the skeleton talking? Why is it talking? How is it able to talk to her? How? It just very regular show-ish. She's then, well, Emily is told by her boss to like do something today, like plan this whole party or sort of thing with Candace's teacher, while Josh hangs out with Randy like skipping rocks or something. They need to sponsor like a garden at her school. That's literally the thing going on. It's a big food corps contribution to a garden project, and Emily has so much to do. She's got so much work on her plate. And then she meets this snail. I think he's voiced by Owen Dennis. I don't know. But they both kind of make a deal that the snail makes a deal with her saying that she can use this hat, which makes her move fast, if he gets to nibble on the vegetation. I'm kind of upset because Josh doesn't really have a point in this episode just yet. He's just skipping rocks with Randy because he thinks he's useless, and Randy's telling him to be the rock. Okay. But you're still taking Joshy Boy out of there. So yeah, she does get the work done when she wears the hat, like it's really fast and stuff, but the thing is, she can't use the hat outside of the garden. And so she has to take it when the snail is sleeping. And then there's another song, a song that plays in this episode. It's called I think it's called Too Much Time on My Hands by Styx. I could be wrong, but that, you know, they're using licensed music and stuff. Was it like you know what I mean? They play all this stuff. They play Crazy on You by Heart. They play Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. They played I'm So Fly by 3 Star Mafia, and now they're playing Styx, I've Got Too Much Time on My Hands during the montage. But it seems that wearing the hat is kind of de-aging her, and it was like one of the disadvantages of having the hat. Even the snail said it, that she's starting to age rapidly. But the thing is, when he sneezed, there's something that we didn't get. Like, he sneezes and then it just moves to another scene. But actually, he says that any use of the hat outside the garden will result in rapid aging. And since he went against the deal, he then takes Candace to, like, be her legs and, like, run to Chinatown or something. And then finally Joshy Boy gets to be part of the plot. He has to go run and save his family from that snail. And while this whole de-aging battle thing is going on, I mean, it gets really scary. He throws a rock which manages to stop the snail, and then Emily kicks it into the vortex. But it turns out that this whole thing was like a great way to distract people from a big conspiracy, something inside a can of lima beans. I'm not going to say what it is, but I do like that Emily stands up for herself and tells her boss, Mr. Salt, that she wants to spend time with her daughter, and it's a great way to end the episode. Being there for your daughter, like, work isn't everything. I mean, you still gotta go to work, but you gotta have time with your daughter as well. So, what can I say about this episode? It's good. The one thing I don't like is the lack of Josh. I don't like how Emily was kind of being a little bit mean to Josh, saying that Ethernet cables that nobody buys, and he just goes, "Oh, you hurt your husband's feelings." I mean, come on. You threw Joshy Boy to the wayside, and though he does help with in the climax, throwing a rock, it still works. Just don't cut out Joshy Boy. One more episode to go, and we got the canine guy. Yeah, that's gonna be the last episode. Will I be able to review that episode? Let's find out.
episodes. You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Here we are at the last episode of season 1. This is one I've been really wanting to do besides Skate Dad. First off, what I gotta say is there are references to Jim Carrey movies in this. The Mask, The Cable Guy. There's like a lot of Jim Carrey references. Like Josh and Alex, it shows them over the years like going to this knight's place, and Josh like has like a lot of these references. He's like literally saying all this stuff. And oh, do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the whole world? oh god. Joshy boy. He does it so much better than me. I'm sorry. I can't do it. How does Josh do that? Before I say anything else about this episode, I need to tell you, there are regular show references scattered all throughout the episode. And I'm talking about Mordecai, everywhere. Like, spread out the episode. The Blue Jay is like literally hiding. Whether he's on the chalk, on the sidewalk, or that S2, just like how I imagined it, JGQ magazine, the napkin on next to Bridget's set of drugs or something, and a Blue Jay like on a fence post. Not to mention, there's like anthropomorphic dog. Oh, we'll get to him. Going back to the episode, Alex is not fit with going to Josh to this Knight's anniversary thing anymore because he's got like work to do. Like he's got this book or something, and Josh kind of feels a little left out. And Bridget and Emily are like performing a song together. And there's like a riff. There's a little small cameo with Weird Al Yankovic that comes later on in the episode. I just feel really bad for Joshy Boy. Like he didn't have anybody to go with, and then he meets Dog Boy, which is this anthropomorphic dog. How does that not scare you? Weren't you? Oh yeah, he's not Mordecai. Anyway, Dog Boy tells Josh that his owner is not a good person and stuff like that. Like she tried to improve his performance, but it was no use. Like I do like that it ties in a lot of the characters together. Like Bridget wants to make music more with Emily, and she didn't get a chance to. She keeps getting distracted because Candace, and it's kind of sad though. Then again, I do want to talk about the subplot with Josh and Alex. Like, he did say that he was upset, and you see Alex wearing all the knight's armor. He's kind of freaked out by Dog Boy, but then Dog Boy actually likes his book, which got turned down by the person he wanted to show it to. And then Pearl sees that there's like this van or something, and then she and Candace go undercover. It's just, there's like a lot of stuff going on. Not to mention that Alex kind of gets jealous, and then he does say something like, he does tell where Dog Boy is, he gets captured, and then Josh is like, Comic Sans? Wait, what is he talking about? Oh no, big surprise, the person's name is called Meredith Breedmore? And then Pearl goes off to find her, because, you know, she's like a police officer, she has to go track her down. Meanwhile, you got Emily and Bridget who are like arguing about something, because I forgot to mention that Bridget threw Emily's phone at a lot of things when she says, I'll show you a post, There's like all these references to many different kinds of posts. Post Malone, post Serial, post like that, like a lot. And then they get chased by these like anthropomorphic animals and stuff, like, you know, people like animals wearing like costumes and stuff. And we find out that that person, the one that captured Dog Boy, is just using him as like animal actors. It's she's kind of like forcing him to do something he doesn't want to do. It's kind of scary. Not to mention that Josh and Alex get tranquilized, you know, like zapped, and just when they're about to get attacked, they make the most annoying sound in the world, which causes the animals to like break out of their mind control, because apparently they were under mind control. And I want to see if I could try to make that sound again. I mean, I coughed when doing it, so I want to see if I could do it again. Maybe if I drank some fluids, I might be able to do it. Hold on. Okay. It's gonna be the loudest one ever. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go see if I can make the most annoying sound ever now. I'm a little bit scared. Okay. I do that, and that stops the Meredith person. She gets arrested because Pearl finds her. Emily and Bridget see the whole thing, and they know what to like sing for a song. You know that song, What Is Love? Yeah, you know that song that a lot of people parody and stuff? Like, oh my god. Like, really? Hadaway? As if I didn't see enough of those remixes already. And it's kind of weird because I was actually singing this, like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, don't hurt me no more. And to hear this in close enough, it's just hilarious. Not to mention Josh and Alex hug it out like they forgive each other. Again, you're making them hug. And Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me also plays in this episode. Yeah, remember it played in regular shows, Fuzzy Dice? Yeah. Hey, don't be surprised I didn't talk about the Grayson cameo that Girl Boss was. Oh no, we're gonna get to that when we get to that. And that is the canine guy. My god. I think this episode is just about as good as, oh yeah, did I forget to mention that, Dog Boy got accepted to a college and now he lives his new life? And then all the other animals that used to be under the control of that woman are now living their own lives. Like, this ends the Close Enough season 1. Alright, why don't I talk about this as a whole? As you heard me say throughout the reviews, it's pretty raunchy, but it still keeps to the regular show formula. That's like most of the episodes in a nutshell. Though some did tend to be very mature, like So Long Boys and First Date, this one really felt very... It really kind of ties in the anthropomorphism like how in regular show. Does that mean that she experimented on Mordecai Rigby as well, or whatnot? There's like people speculating about this, and I wish that Randy and Pearl got more development. As you see that Alex and Bridget do get development as they're kind of looking past their differences. Maybe they want to give this another go, another shot. And you see Josh being more responsible and Emily being a responsible mother, trying to spend more time with her kid. Candace being adorable as always, but having her episodes as well. And all this stuff going on. I'll talk more about this when I recap season 1. I just don't want to keep this episode too long. The review, at least. Let's just say the Close Enough, is it better than regular show? No. It won't be as good as regular show, but it's a breath of fresh air, and it's something that us regular show fans can watch together. We're definitely gonna be binge watching Close Enough a lot. we got Close Enough and regular show on HBO Max, so we can watch that and we can like enjoy as much as we want until we get season 2 of Close Enough.